Taking care of your prayers is very comparable to taking care of your health, and I'm going to tell you how. Something that is very interesting about Surah Al-Mu'minun is that taking care of your prayers is described in two different ways. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts the surah by saying, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, successful indeed are the believers. And then the surah goes through a description of who the believers are. And the first thing is, الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ, those who observe khushu' in their prayer. Khushu' is a very high level of connection or concentration. And a few other characteristics are described, and then the verses go back to talking about salah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَى صَلَوَاتِهِمْ يُحَافِظُونَ, those who take care of their prayers, and prayers here is plural. So the first verse is more focused on the quality of the singular prayer, whereas the second verse is focused on you keeping up with the quantity of your prayers. But I want to talk about the word yuhafizun, that quite literally means to preserve or to take care of something. So it's a very subjective term, because if I tell you to take care of something, you can take care of it very differently than I can take care of it. So how do you take care of your salah? I want you to understand it from a health perspective. Just as there's a difference between merely surviving and truly living when it comes to taking care of your health, there's a difference between simply going through the motions and actually thriving in our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through our prayers. For example, some people eat just enough to get by, neglecting proper nutrition, self-care, exercise, and even mental health. So they function, they're alive, but they lack energy and overall well-being. How long they can keep going depends on how long their body will go before it just gives out. Similarly, some people pray only out of obligation, only to fulfill a duty. They go through the motions, they go through the processes, but they lack connection, and so they don't get any spiritual nourishment from this prayer, whose entire purpose is to give us the spiritual nourishment that we need to actually live successful lives. On the other hand, people who take care of their physical health don't just function, they live with strength and vitality, and they're able to achieve much better results than people who don't take care of their physical health. And likewise, those who approach their prayers with devotion, mindfulness, and concentration are actually able to reap the rewards of this prayer in every other aspect of their lives. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala follows these verses with أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْوَارِثُونَ الَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْجَنَّةَ. Indeed, those are the inheritors, those who will inherit eternal paradise.